What is shaking, everyone? Shane here, and I have got yet another question and answer video for you today. And today's a special one because it's my birthday. Does that affect the Q&As at all? No, but it's my birthday, so let's get into this. As always, I harassed friends, family, clients, and got some questions that people might like to hear answers to. So, got them all written down in a thing on my phone, and I'll just go through and answer them. Alright, so question number one is, what is your training... Question number one, what is your training/workout routine? Is it the same as what you would have your clients do? Good question. So as far as my personal routine, I work out with weights 4 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I lift weights, and then I have 2 days where I do active recovery, where I do something that I enjoy that's still physical, but not necessarily lifting weights. And then I have 1 day where I don't really do much of anything. So for me, my lifting days are all based around a base movement, so one main movement, and then I do accessories from there. So, for example, Monday I do overhead press, and then I do chest and triceps. Tuesday I do deadlifts, and then I do some sort of squat variation and biceps, and some back. Thursday I do bench, and then shoulders and triceps. And then Friday I do squats, and again, some sort of deadlift, back, and bicep variation. And typically for my active recovery days, I like to play VR, specifically Beat Saber, or there's a boxing simulator I like to do. And on my total rest day, I typically don't do anything. Now, in all those days, I do try to get in a good amount of movement, try to get like a walk or some sort of activity other than just my lifting in. As for, is it what I make my clients do? No. Unless my clients have very specific strength goals, they would not be on a program as mine. The majority of my clients do more of a total body 2 to 3 day type routine. Also, a lot of my clients tend to be post-rehab, so there is also a lot of rehabilitation work in there. So unless they're training for something specific, no, they will not be following a program like mine. And even if they did have specific goals, their program would not necessarily look the same. Alright, next question. I used to hear that a rest day between workouts was recommended. What is your opinion on that? I tend to easily toss in a rest day when my old knees start bitching at me. So for that one, I would say it depends. Depends on your goals, and it depends on the intensity in which you are working out. So if you're doing very, very heavy compound movements and your body feels very taxed from those compound movements, then yes, absolutely take a rest day. I don't think a rest day is necessarily needed every single time you work out. But like I said, it depends, and it also depends on how your body responds to the workouts. So as you get more consistent with your workouts, you should find yourself recovering a little bit better. As for the knees getting bitchy, a lot of times when you feel your knees or your back or anything like that the day after a workout, it's kind of an indicator that you might be doing something wrong or that you have an issue with your knees. So I don't know if this person has like arthritis or something like that. If you do, then granted your joints would be unhappy with you. But if you don't, then it could be something with form or not being balanced or something like that. So do you need to take a rest day? Not necessarily. Should you take a rest day here and there? Absolutely. Alright, two-part question. Marvel or DC? Well, I actually like both. I mean, Marvel has Spider-Man, so I love me some Spider-Man. But DC, I'm a big fan of Green Lantern. I think comic book style, I kind of prefer DC's artwork a little more, but movie-wise, Marvel all the way. But yeah, I'm a fan of both, so. And the second part of that question is, what can I add in later in the day or evening when I try to get some active time during commercial breaks, etc.? So one thing I'm always going to say for adding in extra activity is go for a walk. It's one of the easiest things that most people can do to get in extra activity. For doing things in between commercials, I think that's an awesome idea, and I strongly encourage not just sitting through commercials. So something that I would actually strongly recommend these days is any sort of core stabilizing work. Planks, side planks, boat holds, even some sort of thoracic sort of rotational work. Anything that's going to get the core really engaged, especially if you are sitting watching TV. It's good to have your body engaged. But really, anything you could take anything and do it in that commercial break. I once did a TV commercial challenge where I just threw out a list of exercises, and every single time the commercial changed, I changed exercises. So like the first commercial I do squats, and the second commercial I do push-ups, and you just do that exercise until the commercials are over, switching each time the commercial switches. And it's surprising how that little extra bit can throw in quite a bit of extra calories burnt. So that's my recommendations there. I have a feeling I'm going to see this question a lot. What is the best diet and what is your current diet? The best diet is a diet that is going to comprise of three things. It is sustainable for long term, it is enjoyable, and it is working with your goals. There is no one cookie cutter best diet for everyone. At least not that I know of. So your diet should be sustainable. You should be able to do it for more than a few weeks. Most diets, if you've noticed, they have a trend of 4 to 6 weeks. And then either you are so ravenous and hangry that you eat an entire cake with your hands, or you're just bored and you don't want to do it anymore. So finding something that allows you to eat in an enjoyable manner, you enjoy what you're eating, and I don't mean that you're eating cake for breakfast, but that you feel good when you eat the foods, and you feel satiated, and you don't feel like, oh, god damn, I just wish I had food. People who eat, boiled chicken and broccoli 17 times a day, those are a very, very rare bunch. So you got to find a diet that is sustainable. You can do it for a long time. It is enjoyable, and it's working for your goals. And the reason I say working for your goals is, somebody who is, let's say you're training for a marathon for some reason, keto is probably not the ideal solution there. Could you do a marathon on a keto diet? Absolutely, of course. People have done it. But is it necessarily the best? Probably not. As for what diet I am currently on, I would not say I'm on a diet at all. I don't like referring to how I eat as, diet I'm following. Currently, what I do is I have a calorie window, so I try to get in somewhere between 200, or yes, 200. So currently what I do is I give myself a calorie window. I try to get in somewhere between 2,250 calories and 2,500 calories. I give myself wiggle room one way or the other. And within those calories, I just try to hit a specific protein goal. So right now my protein is between 180 and 200 grams of protein per day, and everything else is just gravy. I do try to eat a lot of vegetables and fruit. Maybe not so much fruit, but definitely vegetables. And I've been eating that way since March, and without trying to lose weight, because losing weight is not necessarily my goal. I have lost 12 pounds. My body fat percentage has gone down, I think, about 3%, and I actually have been feeling much better. So yeah, that works really well for me. And today's a great example. With it being my birthday, all I wanted was a Boston cream donut. And you know, I had my Boston cream donut, is logged into my calories. It does not change how I eat the rest of the day. I still have to hit my protein goal. I still want to make sure I get in my vegetables and that stuff, but I'm not going to alter what I eat today because I had that donut. Everything else is going to stay the same. And I eat a fairly consistent diet, but I don't stress over things like I used to. So like when I followed If It Fits Your Macros, like at the end of the day, you'd have like, I don't know, 5 grams of fat and 15 carbs and 3 protein. And how do you start making these bizarre combinations to try to fit that rigid little window, and I don't want to do that. While I did do keto and enjoy it, it's again, you're kind of confined. You can get creative with it, but you don't always want to. And with eating, just with giving myself a calorie window and a protein window and just focusing on those two things, I think that has actually made my overall eating way better. And that is what I do. If for some ungodly reason you guys want to see like a full day of eating of what I eat, I will absolutely do it. I will not do any of those stupid 10,000, 20,000 food challenges, so please don't ask. Also, if you ever want to see any of my weekly training or whatever, what I do in the gym, just leave it in the comments. And I believe I have one last question here. What is the best superhero-based game in your opinion? Spider-Man PlayStation 4. I could play that game until my thumbs fall off. It is beautiful. I cannot wait to see what the next version will be. And I'll probably still play the PlayStation 4 one. So there's all the questions I've had for today. If you have any questions, comments, witty statements, absolutely drop them down in the comments below. Shoot me a message, whatever you want. Like I said before, I would like to make this a monthly thing, so please absolutely send me whatever you want. If there's anything in particular you want me to do a video on, again, just leave it down in the comments. Shoot me a message. And thank you for joining me on my birthday Q&A video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.